you ever wondered if every health checkup is truly in your best interest? What if I told you that past a certain age, some tests might threaten your health rather than safeguard it? It may sound hard to believe, but the truth is, not all screenings are the safety nets we assume. Some routine checkups for seniors can trigger false positives, heap on anxiety, and even lead to hazardous treatments that outweigh their benefits. This isn't meant to alarm you. It's a perspective gaining traction among physicians, particularly for those over 70. Medicine is evolving, acknowledging that blanket testing can do more harm than good as we grow older. In this video, we'll explore 5 specific health tests seniors might wisely avoid. We'll dive into why they're so often pushed, the subtle risks they carry, and gentler alternatives that respect your well-being. We're first not even health disses now. We'll not you committed to health, but cautious about over-testing or navigating a complex medical world. This is for you. We're here to equip you with insight, strengthen your decision-making, and clarify what truly enhances your life after 70. Excited? Comment 1 below. New to this idea? Drop a 0, and I'll adjust accordingly. We're counting down from 5 to 1, so let's embark on this eye-opening journey. Number 5 will surprise you. Stay with me. Subscribe now. Type 1 or 0, let me know. Let's begin with test number 5, a procedure that can mislead: excessive cardiac stress testing. For years, treadmill or chemical stress tests have been a staple for detecting heart conditions, especially in older adults. The goal? Challenge your heart and observe its response. However, after the age of 70, this approach can backfire, often catching seniors unawares. A test that aided you in your 50s or 60s might now pose risks that overshadow its value. The issue? False alarms. Results hinting at heart trouble when your heart may be functioning well. Aging brings natural shifts. Arteries harden, blood pressure swings, and heart patterns adjust. Normal adaptation stress tests misinterpret as warnings. This can set off a chain reaction. Angiograms, catheter procedures, or even stent placements, each with risks like bleeding, kidney strain, or pressure drops. Recovery becomes harder for seniors and complications pile up. Meet James, a 75-year-old
retiree from Ohio. Active and symptom-free, his doctor recommended a stress test as a precaution.
A slight irregularity led to a catheterization, then a stent for minor plaque. Soon, a complication from blood thinners required hospitalization, sidelining him for weeks. His active days faded from one avoidable test. I've worked with folks like Mrs. Grace, 72, who avoided this spiral by declining. Top cardiologists now caution against routine tests for symptom-free seniors, citing no proven drop in heart attacks or death rates. Prioritize walks, nutritious meals, and relaxation, real heart allies. If you're symptom-free, think twice. Reflect on your vitality today. Comment 5 if this clicks for you. Next, a test that might disrupt more than it detects. Questioning heart tests? Number 4 reveals a colon risk. Keep going. Moving to test number 4, a procedure with rising concerns: over-reliance on colonoscopies. Celebrated for preventing colon cancer, this test has been a lifesaver in your 50s or 60s. But after 70, especially without symptoms, it can shift from ally to adversary. What once guarded your health can now bring unnecessary risks, worry, and hospital stays. Why? The process is demanding: full bowel prep, sedation, and a scope navigating your intestines, challenging for anyone but tougher on aging bodies. The bowel cleanse carries risks of severe dehydration and electrolyte imbalances, both of which can be hazardous for seniors. Sedatives can linger, causing confusion, dizziness, and a higher fall risk. Even more troubling, many over 75 undergo follow-up treatments for small polyps, growths that might never become cancerous. These take 10 to 15 years to develop, a time frame often irrelevant for those in their 70s or 80s. Yet, finding them sparks fear, leading to biopsies, repeat scopes, or partial bowel removals, all for prevention. When risks outstrip benefits, it's harm, not help. Consider Martha, an 81-year-old gardener from Texas. Persuaded into a routine colonoscopy despite no issues, she suffered dehydration during prep. Post-procedure confusion led to a fall, breaking her wrist, followed by months of recovery with no significant findings. I've supported patients like Mr. Anil, 73, who sidestepped this by opting for alternatives. If over 70 and symptom-free, declining is valid. Non-invasive stool tests are safer and effective.
More testing isn't always better. After 70, less can mean wiser care. Comment 4 if this shifts your thinking. Next, a scan that might stir up trouble. Doubting colonoscopies? Number 3 exposes a scan pitfall. Stay tuned. Test number 3 is an enticing yet perilous option. The full-body scan overrun. The idea of a machine scanning your head to toe, uncovering hidden threats, feels like cutting-edge prevention until it doesn't. For those over 70, this can turn into a liability, sparking a cycle of fear, invasive probes, and surgeries that might shorten your life. Full-body CTs and MRIs catch everything, harmless quirks included, transforming minor spots into psychological burdens. A tiny nodule or faint shadow triggers follow-ups, biopsies, and specialist visits, chasing issues that may never impact you. Aging changes how your body handles this. A biopsy that was straightforward at 45 can now risk lung collapse or infection. An MRI can strain fragile joints. Meet Patricia, a 79-year-old artist from Oregon. Energetic and healthy, she took a discounted full-body scan at a health event. A small lung spot, harmless and likely stable, led to a biopsy that caused a minor collapse, followed by weeks of fatigue. I've guided patients like Mr. Tom, 76, who avoided this stress by skipping scans. This is overdiagnosis. Emotionally, it's undue worry. Financially, it's a burden, as scans often aren't covered. Trust your body's signals over machine outputs. Comment 3 if this resonates. Next, a trap that might cloud your mind. Uneasy about scans. Number 2 hides a mental risk. Don't stop. Test number 2 is a procedure with hidden pitfalls. Colonoscopy complications. Long praised as a shield against colon cancer, this test has protected many in their 50s or 60s. But after 70 without symptoms or history, it can become a source of more harm than good. A once beneficial screening can now invite risks, anxiety, and medical interventions. The reason? It's no light task, requiring bowel prep, sedation, and a scope through your intestines, straining an older system. Bowel prep can lead to critical dehydration and electrolyte shifts, both risky for seniors. Sedation effects linger, raising chances of confusion, dizziness, and falls. Worse, many over 75 face extra procedures for tiny polyps, growths that might never progress. These take a decade or more to matter, often beyond a senior's timeline. Yet, detection fuels worry, triggering biopsies, repeat exams, or even bowel surgery, all for precaution. When danger outweighs gain, it's a misstep. Take Robert, an 80-year-old from Florida. Encouraged into a routine colonoscopy with no symptoms, he dehydrated during prep. Post-procedure disorientation caused a fall, injuring his shoulder, leading to a long recovery with no issues found. I've helped patients like Ms. Sonia, 72, avoid this by choosing simpler tests. If over 70, and well, declining is sensible. Stool-based tests offer a gentler path. After 70, quality care often means fewer tests, more judgment. Comment 2 if this alters your view. Next, a heart test that might overreact. Concerned about colon risks? Number 1 challenge, your heart. Keep watching. Test number 1 is a procedure that can go too far. Overdone cardiac stress exams. The fear of heart disease, sudden collapses in seemingly healthy people, pushes us to detect issues early. That's why treadmill or chemical stress tests, tracking your heart under strain, are widespread, especially for those over 70. Yet, for many seniors without symptoms, these can cause more trouble than they prevent. The premise feels solid. Exercise, monitor, and act if needed. But it's nuanced. Over 70, natural changes like artery stiffness, minor plaque, or slower recovery are typical, yet tests flag them as concerns. This can spark a sequence: angiograms, catheterizations, or stents, each risking bleeding, stroke, or kidney issues, heightened in seniors with fragile systems. Once started, it's a hard cycle to break. One test leads to more, addressing problems that might never arise. Meet Daniel, a 77-year-old from Michigan. Fit and active, his doctor suggested a stress test for peace of mind. A minor blip led to a catheterization, then a stent for stable plaque. A complication from blood thinners landed him in care for months. His routine suffered from an unnecessary exam. I've seen Mrs. Helen, 73, preserve her life by declining. Leading heart experts now advise against routine tests for asymptomatic elders, as data shows no heart attack or mortality benefit. Focus on walks, healthy eating, and calm. Your heart's true supports. Comment 1 if this moves you. Finally, let's empower your choices. Rethinking heart exams? Conclusion gives you power. Don't miss it. Dear viewers, what we've uncovered isn't just a list. It's a window into your life, your resilience, and the insight you've gained. Society often pushes for more checkups, more screenings, more treatments as the answer to aging. But sometimes, the boldest move is choosing less, not from apathy, but from wisdom. Medicine is shifting, and so should we, challenging a system that sometimes prioritizes disease over vitality. Declining a test isn't neglect. It's a deliberate choice, balancing pros and cons, knowing some tests lead to overdiagnosis traps rather than clarity. If this video sparked a new thought or perspective, it succeeded. Aging isn't about surrendering. It's about using your experience to prioritize joy, mobility, and peace over fleeting risks. Share one lesson and your plan. Your voice inspires us. Comment below. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and pass it to someone over 70 you cherish. Your support drives this mission. Thank you for being here. Stay knowledgeable, stay wise, and thrive. See you next time. Ready to thrive? Type THRIVE and join the movement.